Regarded as one of the best in the game, and for a lot of people, it's the top smartphone of all. Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Let's talk about it once again. So the Galaxy Note 10 Plus is a device that plenty of people like and consider it the phone of the year. And there's a reason for that. It has killer cameras, great battery life, a huge 6.8-inch display, and it is just one that can pretty much do it all. But it doesn't come without some flaws, some might say. So in this video, I want to give you an updated video on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus and why probably a lot of us are going to name this phone of the year. So the Galaxy Note 10 Plus easily beats out several other phones in several categories because it's in a category all of its own. Having a large 6.8-inch display just puts it over the top for tons of people. It's very hard to look at this phone and not be shocked and awed in some kind of way. We'll get to the S Pen later and how I use the S Pen. However, the display is the first thing that you see when you're looking at this massive phone in a small size. 6.8 inches was just unheard of when it comes to doing a smartphone. But Samsung, to me, in my personal opinion, created the phablet category. They took it and elevated it to another level. That is what I am getting across from this phone right here every time I pick it up. Now, I haven't been using this as a regular daily lately because I'm testing 2 more devices, but that doesn't go without me saying that I totally miss using this as a day-to-day device. It is that good. The display is something that you see, but the display is also something that you experience. Huge, boxy design, just like a television. So if you're watching content on this, you probably should feel like you're watching TV. Quad HD display, 1440p is what you get with this device, and I think you will be blown away at what you see. Samsung uses the term Super AMOLED, but in all actuality, it is just a fantastic phone. I tell you no lies, it is that good. So display, obviously check that box. Is one of the reasons that a person might say this is the phone of the year for them. Next, I would say it's so obvious, the S Pen. The S Pen is something that Samsung took to another level, giving you just beyond creator control if you're a content creator. They actually marketed this phone towards content creators. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus is what they did. And the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, the S Pen can control your video. It can take photos. It can do notes. It can PDFs. I edit with the Galaxy Note S Pen, and it is just awesome all around. If you don't want to touch your screen, whip out the S Pen, because sometimes when you're touching your screen, your hand obviously is covering a lot of the display. But with the S Pen, boom, problem solved. You have less of your hand covering the display. You can actually see what you're doing. So the S Pen obviously has more functionality than that, but the average person who gets this uses the S Pen in ways that some others might not use it. I use it for lots of editing when I'm using this phone for content creation. Now, content creation on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, the cameras. These cameras can do what's called live focus video, and I say portrait video. Thanks to the G8 for kind of getting me on game with that. Samsung takes it to another level, adding filters and all different kinds of things and ways you can do this video. So for me, the black and white video is just the one that I think is the best of them all. It really suits me because it fits well with my catch and release series that I have on the channel, which I haven't done a lot of those lately because I've been liking most things that I've been purchasing, so we're okay with that. So the cameras on here, front and rear, the front does 4K at 30, but the rear does 4K at 60, and it is absolutely fantastic, folks. I tell you no lies. These cameras are definitely content creators' dream cameras when you want an all-in-one device. And I know some of you guys are going to say, Jay, but you said the iPhone 11 one-ups the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus cameras. I did, and I stand firm on that. However, I don't consider the iPhone 11 Pro Max or the iPhone 11 Pro or the iPhone 11 all-in-one content creator devices. If you're on iOS, though, quote, I did say, if you're on iOS, get the iPhone 11. It's the smarter purchase, and you'll get the same type of functionality and performance like you would on the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max. However, if you are an Android person looking for a device to use as a content creator, look no further. this phone right here will definitely take you where you want to go. So the cameras on here, shooting at 4K at 60 frames per second, getting good footage, it's just oh so nice. I mean, when I said it was one-upped by the iPhone 11 Pros, that doesn't mean that these are bad cameras in any way. This is an all-around complete package for most consumers, not just YouTubers. So cameras front and rear, if you want to shoot 4K on this thing, boom, prop it up, use the front camera, you're going to get fantastic footage just like you will with the rear, with the exception of 4K at 60, which most people don't use anyway. So the cameras on here obviously take it over the top. Now, one other exception that is to the 10 Plus over the 10, which I think this should actually be called the 10 Pro. It actually has that Pro in it, unlike some other devices. Shots fired. So the 10 Plus actually has an SD card on top of the 256 gigs or 512 gigs of storage that you actually get. That is truly amazing. I think some of you guys are really going to be blown away with what you can pack away in this thing. Now, having the 512 and the 256 gig, I have yet to take a bite out of that apple. Okay, that was a little, okay, you got that one. I have yet to take a big chunk out of the storage from this device. And that is just how it, 256 gigs, 512 gigs with an SD card is over the top. But if you're a content creator, you are going to need it and you're going to love it because you're going to want to be able to back up your content and put it somewhere else with ease. And having an SD card slot definitely does that for you folks, hands down. So another thing about this phone that to me makes it just oh so nice is the design of this thing. Now, I actually have the white version and the black version. The white version is a 256 gig because I couldn't get a 512 in the white. Well, that's another downside or one downside of owning a device like this. The color options are so limited, but the design of this phone makes it just that good and that much better. It's boxy, it's huge, but it's not that big. I can show you some phones that are 6.3 inches, 6.5 inches, and they're not that much smaller, or this isn't that much bigger than those devices. Samsung did a great job. Even though I have this skin on here, it is absolutely, the white is beautiful. I do the skins to help protect my investment because for me, cell phones can't be an investment for a lot of people if there's no return on it. I use this for content creation for 30 days straight. I didn't use any of my DSLRs or any of my fancy cameras like the one I'm using right now. You want to know what camera I'm using? This is actually the brand new GoPro Hero 8 Black. The Hero 8 Black is a fantastic camera for content creators, but it's not so much an all-in-one like this. So this phone right here definitely checks off a ton of boxes. And I'm just kind of scratching the surface with this video, but you get what I'm saying. You want to be an all-in-one on the go? This device can definitely do it for you. So I got to tell you, one area that I didn't touch on that it's going to be up and down for some people, battery. Now for me, this device goes all day, all night, all day, all night. There's a lot of things about the phone that you can't see, but you can experience, which is the facial recognition, which is really fast. You got the in-screen fingerprint reader, you got wireless charging, you've got fast wireless charging and fast charging when you plug in. Now, let's be clear here. It's not this fast. This is the OnePlus 7T with the 30-watt, 30T super blazing turbocharged. Yeah, but do you really want to fast charge all the time? The answer is no, you don't. So with me, fast charging every now and then is definitely what I do. But again, we're talking about the content creator side. So a phone like this should have some type of fast charging because what if you're about to get on the plane and you need to charge up so you can make sure you can make phone calls as soon as you get off? Then by the time you make it to your office, you can plug it up and get all the boost you need and then go back to editing. Something else that sometimes gets overlooked by people is DeX. You can actually plug this in via Type-C to HDMI and get a full-blown computer experience. It's good. It's really good. I have little small external monitors that I use this with, and I've also plugged it up to huge 4K TVs, and it works just fine. Quality doesn't diminish, performance doesn't diminish, experience doesn't diminish. It's all there. So the Galaxy Note 10 Plus easily can be considered the phone of the year. And you know what? I'm going to go on record and say, I highly doubt, as much as I like all of the other phones I have, and trust me, I have a lot. As much as I like all of those other phones, as much as you like all of those other phones, Samsung does have a great following for the Galaxy Note line, period. Whether it be creator or consumer. This phone can be had for as little as $5.99. I bought both of mine for $5.99 with the trade-in and got a free watch and a free set of Galaxy Buds with it. Those are fantastic deals, folks. You cannot beat those. So, is the Galaxy Note 10 Plus the phone of the year for you? You'll have to decide that if you own it or if you don't own it. You'll probably want to go check it out after this. But for me, this can easily be the phone of the year. Now, before you say it, rewind. Jay, but you said you love the G8. You said you love this. You said you love that. You said you love the Pixel 4. Blah, blah, blah. That's great. The G8 might be the closest to all-around device because of the cameras and things like that. And the soft, possibly. That will be my second best, probably, for all-in-one. Yeah, it doesn't have an S Pen, but it has those cameras, and that's the benchmark. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus is by far one of the best phones on the market. If you have not checked out my coverage of the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, what are you waiting on? You slipping? Come on now. Let's go. Let's get this thing going. You need to be checking out your man Jay for his Galaxy Note 10 coverage. Okay, I'll say it one time and then I'm out of here. The Galaxy. I'm out, guys. They didn't create it. They definitely took and elevated, gotta patent that. You wanna know what camera I'm using? This is actually the brand new GoPro Hero 7